Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and it's the match preview: Newcastle United versus Burnley FC. Joined by Roly. How are you tonight, Roly?
I'm feeling positively Champions League and very Carabao Cup.
Thank you very much. If you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It really does help the channel up the search, so do smash them likes. Thank you. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, come and smash the subscribe. Come and be part of this great community we have here. And also that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows, and this is free to do so. Also, if you do want to become a member, you can do that by clicking the $sign in the by clicking the join button. And if you want to make a donation to the channel, you can do that by clicking the $sign in the chat as well. Right. Before I go to any comments, briefly, last night, we beat Man City in the Carabao Cup, Roly 1-0. A very much changed team. We made 10 changes. Man City made changes. I know there was a lot of fans a lot in the chat saying, we're doomed. We're going to get walloped here. Some were saying 3 down by half time. It's all doom and gloom. We got Dummett, Lascelles at the back. I thought played absolutely well. Considering Dummett doesn't really play a lot, he put in some great tackles. And yes, okay, the first half, it was dominated by City. And that's to be expected because they do have they do have some good players in reserve as well. But second half, we brought on Gordon and Bruno at the start of the second half. And I believe those two changed that game dramatically for us. And Gordon was a threat. I thought Bruno had a good game as well. Probably we didn't want to use them, but we had to. We had no choice. Isak got the goal. Went down with what looked like a little bit of an injury. He said at the end of the game he was okay. Isak, he should be okay for Saturday. Everybody's presuming that Wilson's got an injury. I don't think Wilson's out injured. I think he was probably more rested than anything because on Saturday it didn't look like Wilson had an injury, or Sunday rather. Didn't look like Wilson was injured. But, so we'll see what happens. But again, we've gone out there. You can only beat what's in front of you. And we've beat Man City. What was your quick take on last night's game, Ronnie? Were you, considering you thought we were going to lose as well?
I said, if you remember correctly, I said I was going to predict us to lose 1-0 because my predictions are so bad, it means we'll win. And we did win. But it was a classic game of two halves. Though they controlled the game in the first half, they only had one shot on target.
Yeah.
As I said yesterday, I was a bit worried about the midfield with the lack of experience there, and that proved to be the case. Though they tried hard, they were basically overrun. Again, I was a bit worried about Dummett, and it was Target I was worried about. I thought they played well. I had no worries about Lascelles because the last time we called on him to play full games was against Man City and against Liverpool, and he had outstanding games, so I wasn't too worried about him. But as you said, the halftime substitutions turned the game, put us on the front foot. We had a real go at them. Joelinton driving into the box. Actually, let's go back a bit further. It's Lascelles playing a nice ball to Murphy, who played in Joelinton. Joelinton, a little bit of run past a few players, dangerous ball across the box. Keeper can't come for it. And Rico Lewis thinks, if I touch this, I'm going to put it in myself. Let it go. The coolness of Isak to control it and then thump it in. We never looked back from there. City never looked like scoring. When you think about it, in the whole game, to be honest, they had all the play, had all the possession, but Pope made one save in the first half with his foot, one in the second half, which was straight down his throat. We had nothing else to do because we defended so well. The second half, we did create in the second half, and it's good that we got that goal. And so it's almost, this feels a bit like when we started winning last season. We started to get on that roll where we were absolutely pummeling people.
Yeah.
After we had a series of draws. Then I think it was at Fulham that we beat 4-1. And then we went on a run in October where we're hammering everybody. And we've got that bit of feel like that now, especially with the sort of games we've got coming up. Obviously, Burnley on Saturday. And the good thing about it is that winning becomes a habit. Keeping clean sheets become a habit. And it's good to think that everyone says that Man City have the best squad in the world. When they made 8 changes, and that I had a really strong side out. We made 10 changes, and we managed to beat them. I think a lot of people will take notice of that, because the weaknesses that we thought we had in defence turned out to be strengths.
Yeah.
You look at Dummett. Last time he played was Tranmere a year ago in August. Sal's last game was Man City in March. And is it March? It was against Man City anyway, I think, his last game.
Yeah, it was. It was a week after the cup final.
Yeah, March. And you look at that back four. This Tino's first start. Targets started one game this season. You'd have thought that they played together all season. And Pope was a spectator for most of the game, which is great.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want your goalkeeper to be a spectator. So, right, I'm going to just jump into some comments, Roly. Holly says, "Hi, Tony, Roly. My score prediction 3-0. I think we will be determined to keep our clean sheet intact." Yeah, absolutely, Holly. I totally agree. Good evening, everyone, says Julie. Good evening, Julie. Hope you're well. Gary says, "Hello." Hi, Gary. Jake says, "Is this the way to Barcelona?" Yeah. Ian says, "Evening, Tony and Roly. I think it will only be 6-0 on Saturday." Yeah, we'll see. Gary says, "This time next week we'll be doing the review of our win over PSG. Can't wait for that one." Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah, could well be.
John says, "Everyone, evening. I hope you're all well." Absolutely, John. We're all buzzing, mate, aren't we? Gary says, "Hi, Tony and Roly." Hi, Gary. Evening, Tony and Roly, says John. Good evening, John. Good evening, Biavaken as well. Trevor says 10-0 to the Toon on Saturday. Yeah, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Roly never has a bad day, says Jake. So, yeah. Right. Let's get the next comment. We've just got people talking to each other. John says, yeah, 3-0 Saturday. Hi, Ian Fleming, by the way. Hope you're well. Trevor says he needed to rest. He said he needed to rest. Yeah. Andrew says, I can't get off this bike yet. What bike? Says Ian. Yeah, what bike, Andrew? You don't tell us about the bike. It's going to be Liverpool and Newcastle final, says Trevor. Let's hope so. Wrong, Ian. Matt says, hi, Tony, Roly and Chatters. Good evening, Matt. Hope you're well. Guna forever. Great win for Newcastle last night. I really hope you get your revenge on Man United. Do you know what? I think we will. Don't you worry about that. I just couldn't believe that Sad Mackham happened to pull us out the hat, Don Goodman. Really hate that guy. He shouldn't be commentating because he's so biased against us. He's so far up Man City's backside last night. It was absolutely embarrassing, Mad Max says, evening all. Hope everyone's well. Absolutely. Definitely, mate. And hope you're well too. Guna says, I would love it if we play Newcastle in the final of the Carabao Cup. It's a distinct possibility, isn't it? So who knows? We'll see what happens. Just got to get past Man United. Why didn't Roly go to the party? He had nobody to go with, says Mad Mac. Because you keep disappearing.
Popping in and out.
Roly is just ahead. His body has gone down the shop for Belgian beers. I
Make
like
some
it.
pretty good beer, the Belgians.
Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea got easy draws. You can see Don Goodman looking at the balls before he picked it. Says Beer. Yeah, I mean, look,
I
it's
don't
it
care. We
it just
just beat
happened.
Man City, so he should be scared of no one.
Yeah, it just happened to be that it had to be Don Goodman, an ex-Sunderland player who happens to pull us name out of the hat, and you could see the glee on his face. Well, let's wipe that smile off his face. Uh, Thank you to Matt.
Remember,
He's just become a new member of the channel, so thank you indeed,
thanks,
Matt.
Matt.
Thank you very much. Um, we know how we play when we want revenge. Do you know what? We'll get them back. Don't you worry about that. A few people saying that Beer. Trevor says it was a fixed draw. If you look at it carefully, you see Goodman moving his fingers. This Man U ball is rough. Not sure about that one, but I watched it back in. It was so obvious as Beer. Yeah. Guna says Dry Havertz last scored a Premier League goal in March. He's netted a whopping 3 league goals in total in 23. Do you know what it is, Gunnar Forever? I mean, look, when you saying Kai Havertz, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, why on earth are you signing him? His scoring record is absolutely diabolical. Um,
I
and
can't
I
tell you
just
it's
think
not that good.
I think you've just paid over the odds for him. What's your thoughts on him, Gunnar? Let us know. Ian says we will still win. Absolutely, Ian. Andrew says I'm happy with the draw. Pesalem and 5 Slag gets sacked. Mission accomplished. Mad Max is very confident we could smash Man U with the squad we put out last night and some subs. Grealish and Foden didn't get a sniff. Absolutely. I mean, Foden dived, and rolled around to try and get a free kick and got one, but it didn't come to any fruition. So, at the end of the day, it was us who triumphed. And do you know what Pep Guardiola said? At the end of the day, we were very aggressive, and at the end of the day, he understood the result, not the result he wanted, but he just said congratulations, Newcastle. And at least the man's got some dignity about him, unlike some managers in the Premier League, the likes of Jurgen Klopp, who can't say nothing nice about anybody, who's always got to be sniping at everybody. At least there's a manager in the Premier League called Pep Guardiola, who is actually very complimentary to other people in other teams, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I just love people like that. And it's a shame that we've got people like Turkey Teeth who don't care.
Yeah, I mean, Pep's a class act. He's not happy that they lost, but he's always willing to give credit where credit's due to the opposition. Like last season, we drew 3-3 at St James's Park. He was glowing praise and said they're happy to come away with a point. But I mean, Grealish. When Tino was emptying his pocket, he found him in there. What a game he had.
Gunnar says Kajavic should be released with Jorginho and Nketiah. Not joking there. They're all useless. Wow. Havertz is a Bundesliga player, says Bia. Yeah.
Nketiah, I think he's decent. He's not prolific. He never will be.
No.
But Havertz and Jesus, I agree with
Jorginho.
you there. Well, sorry, Jorginho. Jorginho's part of it. And
Julie says, Grealish still in Livermental's pocket.
Havertz, it's amazing that he's still a Premier League footballer.
I did put out a pre-record this morning. If anybody hasn't seen it, it's to watch anytime. Premier League predictions. I put it out this morning. I've done the draw show last night, and I've had nearly 1,000 views on that one from last night. So absolutely fantastic. And we got four subscribers on board last night as well through that show, which was absolutely brilliant because one guy who just come across the channel, Newcastle fan, and I think his name was Ben, and he was like, keep up the excellent work. So it was absolutely fantastic. But last night, this guy, Tino Livramento, I mean, look, he was immense last night. He was absolutely fantastic. we can now see we do have strength in the right back part, in the right back. And remember, we got Ashby to come back yet again from Swansea at the end of the season. So right back, we are well stocked now, which is absolutely brilliant. And that's what you've got to be, well stocked. Now then, we will talk about obviously Saturday's game and things like that. But I mean, look, some people were a bit against buying him for the price that we paid for him. But when you think for how well he played last night, and if he keeps them performances up, the money we paid for him is going to be an absolute snip. So I mean, look, I was well chuffed with Livramento. Deserved his man of the match award last night, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt. He was all action everywhere. He put in a real shift, and this guy is, he's going to be immense for us. Same with this guy as well. I mean, look, there's Anthony Gordon. I mean, he's been a revelation. And I'm glad he's playing so well for us. And he could be a legend for us eventually, He could be an outstanding player for us because we're seeing it last night. We saw the tenacity when he ran from near the centre circle to get to the touchline, to get that ball out, to do the tackle. That just shows the guy how much he's tuned into the project and everything, and how much he wants to make sure the team wins. He was fantastic, and there's Isak there alongside him. Isak, I thought, played okay last night. Again, I don't think he went off with an injury. I think it's all gamesmanship, and I just think it was just a bit of kidology. And I think Eddie Howe must have thought, let's just get him off because we can't afford any injuries. And obviously, we saw Gordon going into the central role. But again, Gordon had a great game last night. But Livramento was definitely man of the match, in my opinion. So, Roly, what was your thoughts on Livramento?
Yeah, I thought it was outstanding. I think he already looks a snip at what we paid for him. That's going to be interesting what happens on Saturday because apparently Dan Burn was ill for this game. Mm-hmm. If he's ill for Saturday, what do we do at left back? Do we play Target or do we put Trippier or Livramento on the left?
Trippier on the left.
Yeah. Well, they can both play left back, but
Livermento's more right back than left back, Roly. To be fair.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that it's up to Eddie to decide. He may want a dedicated left back playing, which would mean that Target would have a go, and he played well. If Dan Burn is okay for Saturday, it'd be really harsh to drop him because he had an excellent game against Sheffield United, scored, couldn't have done much more. These are the headaches that we want Eddie to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the other thing that's quite good is when Isak went off. I'm not sure if you noticed it, but Gordon played in the middle, and then when Miggy came on, he played a bit in the middle, and Murphy played a bit in the middle. They all sort of they played striker by committee, so to speak, which is quite good. So because with someone like Gordon, the way he's been playing, you don't want to lose him on the pitch. So by moving him inside and outside, it's quite easy for people to the opposition to actually lose where he is, which makes it really difficult for them.
Yeah. Gunnar Ferrer says, I'll take Isak for Nketiah. No, you're not getting Isak.
No, no, you won't.
Mad Mag, I was just going to come on to this point, and you've made it now as well. He says, nice to see the King of Norway. As for the King of Sweden shirt yesterday, but a few Viking blood feuds to rest. Yeah, I mean, look, Holland came on at the end of the game. I mean, didn't get on the pitch at all to play. He was an unused substitute. But he came on the pitch, and obviously shaking hands with Newcastle players and that. And obviously he walked up to Isak and he asked Isak for his shirt. And Isak obliged and says, yes, you can have my shirt, no problem. And they shared a bit of friendly banter between them. And I thought that was nice to see. Isak is a quality player. And I know some people are saying Isak's not been informed for us. But what you got to remember is You know, Isak comes deep to get the ball, where Wilson's more a box player. But the thing with Isak is he's got other parts of his game that he's trying to implement, as well as getting into the box to score goals. So, you know, I wouldn't. I've got nothing to worry about Isak whatsoever. But you're absolutely right there, Mad Mag. It was nice to see Haaland do that. Julie says,
The other thing you've
"I
got to
wonder if
remember,
Havertz will still pick a fight with Dan Burn now he's an Arsenal player." Do you know what? I think that rumble's on. I do. I really do. But Dan Burn will have him all day for lunch. Guna Forever says Luton will get more points than Havertz scoring goals. I wouldn't be surprised. You all laughed, but the quadruple's still on, says Andrew. Hey, Andrew, I like your optimism, mate. I like your optimism. Ronald says, what was I lad about with that lad going on about Munich air disaster on Eddie's channel after the City game? Baffling. I don't know. I haven't seen it, Ronald, so I can't comment on it. But, I mean, look, what happened back then in the Munich air disaster, well before my time, look, whatever happened, it was a horrible incident. Some young players lost their lives, and I think if people are just going to go around and literally take the piss out of something like that, then these people are sick in the head and they just need to keep their mouth shut, because at the end of the day, people lost their lives and it's not funny at all. So these people just need to stop. And it doesn't matter. I mean, look, it would be like if something happened at Sunderland, if there was some sort of tragedy and something happened to some Sunderland players. Look, I know the majority of us Newcastle fans wouldn't make jokes about it or anything like that. We would be quite sad. And I'm sure Sunderland fans would be the same if something happened. So, I don't get it. I really don't. And I just think they need to just grow up or grow up here. Some people are just thick as mint, says Andrew. Absolutely. Gary says, did you notice at the end of the game, Pep made a beeline to talk to Bruno? Yeah, we saw that. Yeah. Not having him, though. No, absolutely not. Ronald says, it was years ago, Andrew, and I believe that there was a national mourning after it. My father said Duncan Edwards was a special talent lost. Apparently, yeah, he was apparently a great player, but I don't know. Couldn't spell optimism. Jake says, well, hang on, where's Jake's comment gone? There we are. Him and his young kids said it disgusting. No need for it whatsoever. Death chants are never good. Footy banter, it's subhuman. Idiocy, absolutely. Mad Mag, all the local northeast clubs would have a whip round if we all knew. It's a fact that if anything happened to one of our own like that, absolutely, Mad Mag, absolutely, mate. And it's just it's just people are just sick in the head, unfortunately, and unfortunately there is minority of people, because I'm going to say it's a minority because that's exactly what it is. It's a minority. It's not the majority, it's the minority, and it's always the minority that brings any club's name through the mud, and it drags its name through the mud, and there's no need for it. Niall says, big up lads, big up to you, Niall. Hope you're well, my friend. So yes. So look, we've got Burnley at the weekend and back to Premier League action, and we're looking for 3 points in this game as well. Burnley, I don't think they will enjoy coming to St James's Park. The run we're on, we've got 4 clean sheets, unbeaten in 4 games, in all competitions. So they're not going to look forward to come to St James's Park. So it is. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Roly, what's your thoughts on the weekend's game?
Just before I talk about the weekend's game, I'd just like to talk quickly about Alexander Isak and his. Everyone's saying, well, should Wilson start over Isak? Wilson's in better form. I think one of the things you've got to remember is the teams that Isak has started against. They've got exactly the same number of goals. Isak was in a game, obviously at Milan, where we hardly had a shot because of the way the game was. Against Liverpool, he got us the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that was challenged when Van Dijk was sent off. Against Brighton, everybody played bad. He had no service. He's been isolated a lot, and he's still got 4 goals. Wilson has come on mainly and got 4 goals. So we've got 2 strikers in form, which is what you want.
Yeah.
Burnley. It's going to be an interesting game. I think that we've hit that sort of form that we did last October. I think we'll make short work of Burnley. The mood we're in at the moment. Not expecting 8 goals. 4 will do. But if they come out with the attitude they did against Sheffield United, I can't see Burnley getting anything out of this game. I feel that we're in that sort of run where we could do a real number on them. Looking for another clean sheet. Burnley do lack lack firepower as well. So it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be interesting. But Burnley will not like coming to Newcastle United, that's for sure. I mean, look, they'll have looked at our result and they'll be thinking, oh, okay. But we're certainly not going to win 8-0, that's for sure. But it depends how. But I think we'll have a full strength team out. So we'll definitely have a full strength team out. I think Wilson will start. I really do think Wilson starts. He comes back into the game. I think Botman will definitely be back. Cher will be back.
Trippier will be back.
Trippier will be back. If Burns fit, he'll be back. Midfield will be probably Bruno, Longstaff, and I'm going to say possibly GS7 in the midfield. Or you could put Anderson and then start Anderson. I think Tonali will be on the bench. Maybe up front it's going to be Almiron, Wilson and Gordon on the left. I think that's how we'll go. I think. But it's going to be an interesting game. I'm not going to say my score predictions yet, but yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting game. We're definitely going to have a stronger squad than we did against Man City. But there's some nice problems there because it just shows we have got a little bit of strength and depth. But I certainly wouldn't want to be playing dumb it week in, week out, that's for sure. Ronald says 4-0 to Newcastle. Andrew says I'm going for 7-0. Likes a 7-0 by half time. Wow. Jolinton's a beast. We should rest him Saturday and play him against PSG. Do you know what? That's not a bad shout, Beer. We've just drew with AC Milan. Beats Man City, of course. Burnley won't be looking forward to coming here. No, absolutely not. Agree, the dream midfield of Bruno, Jolinton and Tonali still needs more game time. Yeah, it does. Second half yesterday showed us where Tonali is happiest playing. He was like a dog let off a leash. Yeah, I wish he just took a few more corners from the other side, but because he has got a good ball on him. But I thought Tonali had played well yesterday, and he got almost 90 minutes, which was absolutely fantastic to see. I was surprised at half time when the referee only played 1 minute added on time. It's the shortest we've seen in the Premier League for in any game for a long time. So to get that 1 minute was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we'll line up pretty similar to what we did against Sheffield United if Dan Burns fit. I think the midfield, that will be the interesting one. I think it'll be Bruno and Longstaff plus another, whether that be Joel Linton. I'd actually like to see Tonali start with Longstaff and Bruno, because when Longstaff is playing, Bruno plays with so much more freedom. He's more effective. When Bruno came on, Tonali really lifted his game. They got really good together.
Yeah.
So I think there's a start of something there, of a really good partnership. Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on who he wants to play at Milan, but not Milan, against PSG. Sorry, in midfield. There are going to be people that are really unlucky to be left out of the starting 11 on Saturday. Personally, I'd start with Gordon, Isak, and probably Miggy up front, which is Jacob Murphy did nothing wrong yesterday in this game and looked sharp. But I think our front three are pretty much interchangeable. It's a shame about Harvey Barnes' injury, but I think you can pick any three from, well, it was 6, but 5, and would be good.
I mean, Jacob Murphy should have tested the keeper more. He should have, he should have put his foot through that more than he did, and maybe we could have snatched a goal just before half time. But it didn't matter. We got the game
by the keeper, and he put it across. He did everything he should. He kept it low, put it across his body, and the keeper managed to get his foot to it. That's what the keeper's supposed to do. It wasn't a sitter.
Yeah. PSG play Saturday as well. They're away to Clermont, who are actually bottom of League One at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see what team PSG put out against Clermont. Obviously PSG are sitting third in the League One at the moment, as Brest are top on 13 points. PSG's on 11 points, having won 3, drew 2 and lost 1, which they lost to Nice, who are now second top in the Ligue 1. But you'd expect PSG going to Clermont and beating Clermont, who have got 1 point on the board from 6 games and whose goal difference is -7. So you sort of see PSG win that hands down. But again, depends what team PSG put out. It'll be interesting to see what he puts out. So I will have a look at that on Saturday and see what team he puts out, because there is talk Mbappe is fit, according to Luis Enrique of PSG. He says it's more of a precaution than anything. So he says he seems okay. So it'll be interesting if he plays on Saturday. If he doesn't play on Saturday, then, or if he's not on the bench on Saturday either, then you got to look and think, oh, hang on, could there be something more long term? Maybe he just doesn't want to give anything away about Mbappe, because he doesn't want to say, by the way, Mbappe is injured and will be missing for weeks on end, because he doesn't want to give other teams anything. So Luis Enrique could be just doing that.
It could be that he doesn't play him because he's had a little knock and they don't want to risk him. And he plays on is it Tuesday or playing on Wednesday? I forget.
Wednesday.
Yeah, on Wednesday. He may want to rest him so that he's okay for Wednesday, especially as they're playing the bottom side. So
anyway, I'm not worried about Mbappe anyway. We'll keep him quiet. Botman will keep him quiet all night, so it doesn't matter.
Yes,
There's only one player. Yeah. England kept him quiet in the World Cup. He didn't get anywhere. Wasn't anywhere near as threatening as he had been in other games. So shows you can keep him quiet. Jake says Gordon needs a rest to keep him fresh. Andrew says, "Did I hear breast? Yes, but BREST, Andrew." Bia says Nuno Lens is the left back is out for 3 months. Or Mendes. Mendes, sorry, he says, yeah, Nuno Mendes. Interesting, Bia. 3-0, Julie reckons, on Saturday with Gordon, Isak and Tonali. Matt says definitely Tonali was way better when Bruno came on at half time. He wasn't he? Yeah, definitely the sort of control that the flow of the game in the second half. But yeah, we don't fear PSG. They've got to come to St James's Park. It's a totally different game for them. So it'll be interesting. But we can only look at one game at a time. We're looking at Burnley at the moment. And but we can't wait for next Wednesday. It's going to be absolutely a fantastic atmosphere as always at St James's Park. And this is just in the run up to the international break, because obviously next Saturday will be the last game before the international break kicks in. When England's got a very important game against Italy at Wembley, which is going to be interesting because Tonali will probably play in that game, and England need to don't have to beat Italy, but it'd be nice if they did beat Italy, just so that they get that passage through on the top, on the top of the table. Bias says Mbappe is running scared. He's heard Paul Gallant is getting a car. Not a Vectra, is it, Bias? But yeah, I mean, look, PSG won't enjoy coming to St James's Park. And the thing is, if they train on our pitch, you're guaranteed Eddie or one of his coaching staff will be there watching what PSG are doing and watch their training session, or they'll be recording it on the cameras in the stadium and watching it live on the TV screen somewhere. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But that's next Wednesday, so like I say, we got Burnley at the weekend. I mean, look, Burnley are sitting, I think they're bottom at the moment, or second bottom. Yeah.
It's the same bottom.
They've not
third bottom. They're above Luton and
because Sheffield United gone bottom because of the goal difference. After we dented that goal difference by another 8, just like we're good at doing. And I'm surprised they've kept faith with their manager. I thought Sheffield United's manager would have been sacked, to be fair, but he hasn't been.
Well, I don't see the point. I really don't see the point in sacking him, because with the players they've got, who's going to do any better?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter, Roly, does it? I don't care if they sack him or not. I couldn't care less, Roly.
I just don't see the point of doing it, because it's not going to. It's not as if they've got the players that will suddenly make them superb with a different manager. They might as well stay with who they've got.
Yeah, but they might want to sack him so they can bring in Sheikh and Vac to get the freshness back. Oh, that's a terrible joke, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, Burnley are sitting second bottom. Depends how many we beat Burnley by. I mean, Sheffield United on Saturday, they're away to West Ham. You can't see them getting anything at West Ham, and it depends how much their confidence is hit by us hitting them by 8. So, it's going to be interesting.
The ability they have, because after a result like that, there's normally a reaction. You look at Bournemouth. Bournemouth last season, and they lost 9-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
After that, they became a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, you go back to last night's game when Matheus Nunes come on, I thought, oh, here we go. He'll be wanting to score against us because his dad's a Mackham. I know he's a Portuguese player, but apparently it's his stepdad. But his stepdad's a Mackham and a big Sunderland fan. And Nunes is a Sunderland fan as well, because of his stepdad. And I thought, yeah, it's written in the stars. Yeah, he's going to come on and score. And, we can't call him a Mackham because he's not a Mackham. Well, you could see he's a half Mackham because his stepdad's a Mackham. But thankfully, he didn't get anywhere near the goal. But, yeah, it's, I just thought that was a strange story, because when he came to Wolves, and then they said, they done an interview on Sky, and he said, my stepdad's a Mackham, he's from Sunderland, he says, and he's got a box there, and I thought, what, a cardboard box, and and he said he's a Sunderland fan too. So I thought, well, yeah, pair of Sabmacums there, then, isn't there? But yeah. Um, Julie says Mbappe versus Joe Linton. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Andrew says, is Paul getting a Ford Gallant? Bias says, I don't know, but just for 2,400 you can buy an NFT off it. Get them now before they sell out. It never grows old. That I see Paul Gallant's grown a beard now, by the way. So I've not seen him for a while, but I was pretty shocked when I saw a video come out and he's got it. I thought, is that a beard on his face? I thought, well, I hope it is anyway. So yes, it was a beard on his face. But yeah, I can see the changes for tomorrow, for Saturday, and it's nice because it's a traditional 3 p.m. kickoff. We still don't know who the officials are for the games, because they've not been announced as yet, and not even on the Premier League site. So, we'll just have to wait and see. In fact, hang on, I may have them up here. Actually, yeah, there we go. I've actually got the officials now. Now I've said that. Right, okay. So, referee, and this is a one that Jack likes anyway, because Jack from Toon TV says it's one of his ex-teachers, and that's Thomas Bramall. He's going to be the man in the middle. He will be assisted by Simon Bennett and Dan Robathan. The fourth official is Matt Donoghue. VAR, which is normally turned off, is our favourite Aussie referee, Jared Gillett. And the assistant VAR is Scott Ledger, one of the most experienced assistant referees in the Premier League, and has been out the World Cup as well. Thomas Bramall, I don't really know a lot about him, what his stats are this season. But again, he doesn't seem a bad referee. We'll find out on Saturday. What he's like with his stats, and see how he does for us. But I'm just having a look at what he's done this season wise for cards. So this season in the Premier League, he's had one appearance in the Premier League, 4 yellow cards and 1 red card, 1 game. 3 games in the Championship, 11 yellows and no reds. In the League Cup, he's done 1 game and handed out 3 yellow cards. Total 5 games, 18 yellows and 1 red. So he's averaging around 3 cards a game for yellow cards. The most he's given a game was against QPR when he gave out 4 yellows. He gave 1 out to Chelsea, and he's gave 1 to Liverpool as well, and 2 to Brighton. So that might have been in the cup. He might have done the cup last night. And Bournemouth had 3 yellows. Yes, because he done Bournemouth Chelsea, didn't he? That's correct. So he must have done the Liverpool Brighton game last night. Oh no, he must have done Chelsea Brighton last night. Sorry. So it must have been Liverpool when they were down at Bournemouth, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, that's his stats anyway, Thomas Bramall. So it's a different referee. I don't think he's refereed one of our games before. I'm not sure. I think he's just a new referee. He's only 33 years of age as well, so he's a young referee, making his way in the Premier League. And we'll see on Saturday how good a referee he is, and see if he comes up with the goods for us. May give us a few penalties. Who knows? But You've not seen what Thomas Bramall looks like. I will pop his boat race on there now. There we go. And that's Thomas Bramall there. So there you go. Right, let's get into some comments. So I think the comments have come in now. Julie says 3-0. Oh yeah, we read that one. Matt says definitely Tonali was way better when Bruno come on. Yes, he was. He's been at the job centre today and the beard's coming off soon, he said, says Julie. Oh, God. Yes, you think Pope may get a rest, says Matt? I can't say it in all honesty. I think he should have a rest. I mean, look, Pope's kept clean sheets, but his kicking is still a liability, in my opinion, and it's still a liability.
Not
You've got to have a keeper who's good with his feet, and Pope is not great with his feet, unfortunately. He's a good shot stopper, but feet-wise, footwork, it's not that great. Not that great. But a little bit better than last season.
I don't see why he'd rested, because
no.
I mean, what more rest did he have? He's getting nothing to do all game.
Gary says it's all right. He's had a rest for the last 2 games. Bia says PSG third in Liga under Nice and Brests. Yeah. Predator says I read everyone just got home. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, absolutely fine. Did you enjoy last night's win? Predator was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? So yeah. Predator says Roly's just a heat. The headless horseman. Predator says 4-0 win for us this weekend. BS says 4-0 as well. No reason to rest Pope unless he's injured or banned. He should be playing every game. Absolutely. Pope wants a golden glove, so why not? BS says with Christmas coming up, he has to shove the white beard so he can get accidentally employed as Santa Claus. Gary says, I reckon we've got our head of steam up now. Can't see Burnley getting anywhere near us, and PSG are in for a shock. Absolutely. Sai on Facebook. Hi, Sai. Hope you're well, mate. He says, refs always against us, just like the so-called top 6. Who cares? Let's get the job done. How we the lads?
I mean,
absolutely, Sai.
I mean, there's nothing they can do about it, because when we're playing like we are at the moment, doesn't matter what the ref does, we're still going to win.
Oh, yeah. Well, we need to win. It's not a given, though, Roly, because it could be a shock, you know.
I mean, as I always say, you've got to turn up in the Premier League. If we turn up, we win this game easily.
Yeah. And Eddie won't let them.
Let's say the Everton winning at Brentford basically just illustrates that point, because Brentford were awful, didn't turn up, and they got beat by Everton.
Yeah. And then they've got to go away to Forest on Sunday at Brentford, and I can't see Brentford getting anything at Forest, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Forest look turning into a decent team.
Mm-hmm. So I can't see them getting anything at Forest, to be fair. So I think it could be the season of struggle for Brentford this season.
Mm.
Nothing to give them in the Premier League. But if we play to our strengths, then Burnley won't get near us as Predator. Absolutely Predator. Definitely. They're definitely not going to get anywhere near us, that's for sure. They'll just be hoping to go away with a tail between their legs, but not a heavy defeat. Remember, we got 2 members of staff at Newcastle who are coming up against Burnley, who they were with. And one is Nick Pope, obviously used to be their goalkeeper, and 2 used to be their manager, and is now our manager, Eddie Howe, who had a season there and left because he was
homesick. The third one. You missed a third one. Kieran Trippier.
Hey? Oh, yes, of course. Kieran Trippier, yes, the third one, yeah, Trippier.
Eddie Howe took him to Burnley. before
Of
he went
course
to
he did.
Spurs.
Yes, from City. Signed him from Man City for 400 grand. What a bargain that was.
Yeah.
That's it. And he went to Spurs and then he went off to Madrid. Ian says Burnley fans reckon they will get hammered on Saturday. Yeah, they're not holding out much hope, Burnley, are they? And you can understand that as well. So yeah, it is. It's totally understandable. I mean, Roly, what's your score prediction for Saturday? Gary says so does everyone else. The inside on Facebook says do a Steel City. Let's just steamroll out over them and get the momentum up. But got to start Gordon next year. Gordon will start Sai. I'm sure he will. Geordie, hi Geordie, hope you're well, mate. He says, how are the lads? Absolutely, Geordie, absolutely. So, what's your score prediction for Saturday, Roly?
If we turn up and play like we have been doing, like we played in the second half against City, like we played against Sheffield United, we will win this game by 4 goals, and we'll try and keep that clean sheet going.
Yeah,
so I've got to go 4-0. It's one of those games that if we, I think we've got that head of steam like we did in October last season, where we just kept thumping people. I think we've hit that sort of patch. It's just a shame that we never seem to pay Liverpool when we're in form.
Yeah, absolutely. Mason says, good evening, all. Good evening, Mason. Hope you're well. You're doing a great job there with Pete on his channel. Mason, I know you follow Swansea as well. How's Ashby doing for Swansea, Harrison Ashby? Is he playing all right? Do you think he's, he'll come back a different player next season when he comes back to us? Do let us know in the chat. Predator says, as for last night, first half was a nothing kind of game for us. Man City kept the ball and we couldn't get it off them. But the change at half time and the rocket up the arse from Eddie Howe changed everything. Absolutely, it did. Geordie says 5-0 against Burnley. Company going to get destroyed for sure. Yeah. So, what did you say? Sorry again, Roly, for the score prediction?
4-0.
4-0. You're being kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way we you look at the way we were against Sheffield United, there's no reason why we couldn't do that again. What's our record win? Is it 13-1 against Newport?
Newport County, yeah.
I don't think that's in danger yet, but we still got to play Luton.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. We're going to play Luton Town. Yeah.
It should be straightforward. But as I always say, we've got to turn up. Because I normally say there aren't any poor sides in the Premier League, but Luton are a poor side. Sheffield United are actually better than they were against us, because up until Sunday, though they'd lost games, they hadn't lost by more than 1 goal.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was. But the moment that we went ahead, they've just disintegrated. I don't expect Burnley to do that, but I still expect us to outplay them in all aspects of the game. And Isak and Wilson have got a goal-scoring competition going between the two of them. Both played 7 games, both got 4 goals. Both want to start.
Gary says, remember, we were shaky until Gordon came on at Sheffield, so Burnley might run at us at the start if he doesn't start. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kevin Lloyd, with a squad rotation, will we ever see Eddie's strongest side playing together? Do you know what, Kevin? That's a good point. Yeah, absolutely. And remember, we got Joe Willock to come back here as well.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Sai on Facebook says, comfortable 3-0 win, sticky game ahead.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we should win that game, no problem.
Just you, Tony.
Hmm?
Do you think that he starts Callum Wilson on Saturday and Isak on Wednesday?
I think he does, yeah.
So do I.
I don't think we'll field a full strength side. Not with PSG come to town in midweek, but it'll be close to full strength. Okay.
I mean, we played a full strength side before we played AC Milan.
Yeah.
And we've got an international break coming up soon as well.
Mason says, Harrison Ashby hasn't played a lot recently, but the first few games, some fans have said he's done okay. Ronald says, Sheffield United are pondering a return for Chris Wilder, apparently. Yes, I've seen that being banded about.
It's not going to make any difference.
No.
I mean, they shot themselves in the foot when they sold their two best players.
Bias says, we should find out tomorrow if Isak's okay. Yeah, absolutely. Gary says, R.E. Willick, he's ahead of schedule with his recovery and could be back soon. Absolutely, and we can't wait for him to come back. Hi, guys, says Clarky. Hi, Clarky. Hope you're well, mate. I mean, look, my score prediction, look, it's going to be a tough game in some ways because Burnley are going to make it tough. I'm really surprised where they are, in all honesty, because I thought with Vincent Company, they would have been a bit higher up the table. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're struggling the way they are. But look, I know they've got Jay Rodriguez as a centre forward who's like 34-year-old now. Seems to have been playing for like 50 odd years. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to be kind to you. I'm going to be too kind, I think, in fact. But I think we'll win this game 3-0. It's not going to be a hammering. And I'll take 3-0 all day. But we should get the 3 points out of this game. That's for sure. But that is my score prediction for Saturday. Predator says, yeah, we did, Roly, but we can't keep doing that or our squad will burn out and December's going to be a long month for fixtures. Just back from a call out the Hull ambulance station, says Clarky. Oh, hope everything's all right, mate. And yeah, hope everything's fine. Sai on Facebook says they're a half steam team that play the youngsters. They were great in the first half against City. Yeah, I mean, look, our team we played. I mean, look, it was nice to see Lewis Miley get a start, but if I'm honest, I didn't hear his name mentioned hardly in the first half. Lewis Hall, I thought he looked all right. Obviously, we can't judge the guy because the young man has not played any games pre-season or up until now. So it was nice to see him get 45 minutes. We saw glimpses of what Lewis Hall can do, and he looked pretty good. There was other parts of his game where he did let himself down, but again, can't be too critical because the young lad has not played a lot of games. So he needs a game time to build up his match fitness. But I'll tell you what, once he's at full speed, we will have a great player on our hands. I surely do think so as well.
I don't think it's the case that we need to be too harsh on the young lads because there was at 17 and 18 playing against Kovacic and that midfield is going to be tough. And though we got outclassed, they didn't let themselves down, put in a shift, but they couldn't affect the game against that quality of opposition. So
yeah, Foxy says, thankfully, Lyle Foster's out for Burnley. He scored 2 in 4 games since joining from one of Europe's strongest leagues in Belgium. That corner Hall can, yeah. Agreed, says Sai. Mad Max says that corner Hall conceded had my heart in my mouth. Yeah, I mean, look, that's what I'm saying. But the guy's only just trying to get into match fitness. So again, he needs more game time, and he'll get that experience. So I hope in the next international break, which is not long away, which is only about 10 days away, after the 7th of October, I just hope that he doesn't go off and train with England. He stays at Newcastle, and we can have a couple of maybe behind the closed door games so he can get his match fitness up. But yeah, we'll see. Biase's Hull was played out of position, but he looked good. Yeah, he did. As I say, there were some glimpses there from Hull that we could see the quality. Clarkey says it's done at the regular now after that performance. No, he's not a regular starter, Clarkey, but do you know what? What a shift that man put in last night. And, rightfully so. He did very well, I thought, in all honesty. Obviously, the next game, which is after the game before the international break, is West Ham away at the London Stadium on the 8th of October, which is a 2 p.m. kick-off on a Sunday. But yeah, I'm going 3-0 for this game. And yeah. They left Samuel Bastian go to Turkey on loan, which is surprising considering he's one of their best players, says Mason. Yeah, maybe he was just not Premier League quality, though. That's the thing. Preta says last night wasn't a true test of seeing where the youngsters are in terms of fitness and quality. City hardly let us have the ball, so all they did was really run about chasing the ball. Yeah, it was one of those. We were asking City, can we have the ball back, please? It's like, when the ball goes and somebody's gone, you go, can I have my ball back, please? Geordie says, bro, I'm hearing that about Botman knee injury. He will be available. Will he be available for Burnley match? Yeah, I'm sure he will be, Geordie. Can't see him being missing. Mad Max says, reckon that side and subs would beat Man United easily. Ian says, done well as the whole defence. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ian. Julie says, I'm trying to get to that game. Next ticket drop is Friday, so only available to season ticket holders and 10 plus loyalty points. Yeah, let's hope you can get a ticket to that game, Julie. That would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? Mason says, since company got the job at Burnley, his transfer business has been impressive. Yeah, it has, Mason, absolutely. PSG available now for members for those wanting to go, says Julie. Thanks for that, Julie. Thank you very much. Foxy says we should beat Burnley, but they are capable of making it difficult for us. Very rare to have two easy back-to-back games in the Prem. 1-0 win for us, Miggy. Do you know what it is, man? You only won 1-0 against Burnley. Lascelles didn't let us down neither, says Ronald. Has the lad actually improved under Eddie Howe? Yeah, I think he's just trying to prove a point that he's still there and he's a good defender. Gary says Hull was playing out of position. He's a full-back. Absolutely, Gary. Absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, look, we'll look forward to Burnley on Saturday, and it should be a cracking game again. And it's a traditional 3 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday, so we've not had one of them for quite a while. But if you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It really does help the channel, so do smash those likes. Thank you. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, come and smash the subscribe. Free to do so, helps the channel grow. And bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. BS says, if company doesn't improve with the results, soon company and Burnley will be part and company. Absolutely, absolutely. Sai on Facebook says, in my opinion, every single person at Newcastle has gone into overdrive. Players already, even in their cleaners. Even the cleaners after 15 years under the previous owner. Absolutely fantastic. Onwards and upwards. How are the lads? Definitely, Si. I mean, look, the club's going places, and yeah, we're just trying to get rid of what legacy was left behind by the previous regime. Julie says Mika Richards will love it if company gets the boot.
I don't think it. I mean, I always wonder why promote the clubs fire managers when they've got them promoted, especially
Mm,
when you see the difference in quality between the Premier League and the Championship. Burnley first, when Sean Dyche first brought Burnley up, it went straight back down. The
yeah.
captain, he brought them up and kept them up.
Mm,
And I really don't see the point. You go into the Premier League, you know it's not going to be like the previous season, and especially if you've not been able to strengthen. You know,
yeah.
the likes of Luton, Sheffield United knew it's going to be a difficult season for them. So what's the point of sacking the manager?
Mm, yeah, true. Predator says, I somewhat agree, Foxy. Had it been their ground, then I would go along with that. But as we are at home, I expect the lads to come out swinging from the first whistle. Uh, Gary says, we got Qual and Minty to come into the squad too, and they're both diamonds. Absolutely. Uh, Matt says 2-0 Wilson double. Yeah, a nice one, Matt. Um, Predator says Minty definitely is quality. Absolutely. Roly, do you want to let people know where they can find you before we wrap up? Because I've got to get up early in the morning. I'm going to a wedding tomorrow, so I've got to get up early.
I'm on the app formerly known as Twitter at Pole67.
Yeah, Roly means X. That's what's called now, X Roly.
Yeah, I know, but I just think it's a stupid name.
Well, I don't know.
It's stupid, a bit like calling a football club Sunderland. Stupid name.
Well, yeah, I mean, well,
Yeah.
what we don't
It's
know.
because I'm a stubborn. I'll get at some point. I'll get round to calling it by its proper name, but not just yet.
Yeah. See, mine's has changed to X.
No, I haven't put Twitter. I just put.
Ronald says, I'd rather Everton Gandoon than Burnley. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
absolutely. But I think the problem this season, yet again, is that there'll be three teams worse than Everton. Um, Luton and Sheffield United will be two of them. I think the other one will be Wolves.
Mm.
I hope I'm wrong. I really want Everton to go down. You don't know how
Yeah.
much you want them to go down.
Julie says, same here. I really want Everton to go down. Predator says, I still think we'll go out and buy a defender and another striker in January, and I think we'll flog Dubravka.
I don't think I wouldn't be surprised if we don't spend in January. I really
I
wouldn't
think
be
we will.
surprised because obviously it's the FFP thing. Because if we wait till
Mm,
the unless we desperately need someone due to injury, it's a difficult window to deal in. The prices are more expensive. If we can get by, we might as well wait till the summer, get better deals, and you have the Adidas deal that kicked in. We've
mm.
got more spending power.
Ian
But the,
says, great show, guys. Enjoy your time tomorrow. Tony, cheers, Ian. Thank you very much. Yeah, will do. Mad Max says, Everton and Chelsea to go down would be quality, wouldn't it? Just Julie says it would be. I think Chelsea will survive, but Poch will be gone by the end of the season.
yes,
Predator says, I hate Everton. They should have gone last season, outlived their welcome in the Premier League.
it'd be interesting to see what this independent review on their FFP comes up with.
It's that bloody Decory that plays for Everton. He's one of them players that grind you because he's always seems to have the knack of bloody scoring.
Especially when they
Um,
need it most.
yeah, Abdoulaye Decory. Don't think he's the best player, but he's just, yeah, he's just one of those players, isn't he? That just seems to just come up and just score that
And
goal
Everton,
for them at the time they need it.
one of those teams when they go behind, they fall apart. But if they take the lead and you don't equalise quickly, they actually grow in confidence.
Hmm. Yeah, but It just annoys me because every time I see him on the score sheet, I'm thinking, oh, he has another bloody lucky goal from Decore. I can't remember where they got him from either. I don't know. I
Probably
can't
the
remember where he
Belgian
came
league.
from. Yeah, probably. Who knows? Who knows where he came from? I don't think it was the Belgian league he come from. He's 30 years of age. Decore. Let's have a look. Where did he sign for Everton from? Everton signed him from. Well, he was at Watford, and then he went to Everton in 2020. He played 129 games for Watford and got 17 goals. He's got 90 starts, 90 appearances, and 11 goals for Everton. Started his career at Rennes.
France.
So there we go. But he's one of them annoying players that keeps bloody popping up with the goods, doesn't he?
Every now and then, not regularly, but it tends to be when they need it most. He pops up with a goal, like he did on the final day of the season to stop them going down.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt says, great show, well done, Tony Roly in the chat. Cheers, Matt. Thanks very much, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day. Great show as always, says Julie. Cheers, Julie. Thank you very much. Take care, all, says Mason. You too, mate.
Mason.
Predator says, anyway, good night, everyone. Enjoy the wedding, Tony. Take care, one and all. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. Family wedding, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everton being lucky 2 seasons on the trot, they can go down on the third, says Mad Mag. Absolutely. Ronald says, little Loms has dug them out of the khaki on numerous occasions, but he's still a sandbacking bastard. Absolutely, Ronald. Absolutely, mate. Definitely. So, guys, if you haven't hit that like button, then don't forget to hit it on the way out. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you. And if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe. It is free to do so. Great show, guys. Cheers, Clarky. Gary says, nice to see we are now in a position to not wonder if we win, just wonder how many we're going to score, Lord. Do you know what, Gary? It is. You're absolutely spot on. Under the previous regime, it was like, oh, we're playing there, say for instance, we're playing Watford, we'll be like, yeah, a point will do in this game. But now we're just looking at, no, we'll actually beat Watford, but how many will we beat them by? All the best tomorrow, Tony. Have a cracking day, night. Have a good one. Yeah, cheers, Mad Mag, you too, mate, as well. Thank you very much indeed, guys. But as I always say, do remember the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. It's bye-bye from me.
That's goodbye from me.
How are you, lads?